Finland, 1942. Despite the massive number of troops in the Red Army, the Finns are able to repel them, pushing them back across the snowy wastes. The untrained Russian troops suffer casualties due to the Finnish sniping campaign, but most die from the cold. Sensing the shakiness of the troops, the Finns spread rumours of a vicious monster living in the forest. Concentrating on more effective conventional warfare, the Finns eventually forget about the rumours. Eventually, reports from the field come back with news that an unknown assailant had been attacking Russian camps during the nights. The Finnish troops encountered numerous abandoned camps, filled with the mutilated dead. Mystified by the brutality of the killings, the Finns uneasily report the situation to their leaders. They are told that the Red Army is running out of food and that some have begun to cannibalize each other. However, they neglect to explain the ample amount of supplies left abandoned in the camps. The photograph you were looking at depicts the skin of a Russian soldier as found by Finnish troops. A girl got on a train one night. She sat down opposite this woman, who was sat between two men. She wasn't too bothered about them, except the fact that the woman seemed to be staring right at her. But she couldn't quite see, because the woman had her hood up. At the next stop, a man got on the train and sat next to the girl. After about 5 minutes, the man whispered to the girl, "Get off the train at the next stop with me. It's really important that you trust me." At the next stop, the girl got off the train with the man and watched the train speed by. The man then turned to the girl and said, "Thank God you got off. I'm a doctor, and that woman was dead." The two men beside her were holding her up. The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long, rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my screams. I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream. But as I saw my alarm clock read 12:06, I heard my closet door creak open. A young woman was returning from a night out with her friends, and she didn't want to disturb her roommate sleeping. So she crept into the room and found her way in the darkness, undressed and slid into bed. The next morning as she woke and turned to say something to her roommate, she simply saw a mangled body on the blood-soaked bed, and written in her roommate's blood on the wall were the words, "Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the light?" In Berlin, after World War II, money was short, supplies were tight, and it seemed like everyone was hungry. At that time, people were telling the tale of a young woman who saw a blind man picking his way through a crowd. The two started talking. Then the man asked her for a favour. Could she deliver a letter to the address on the envelope? Well, it was on her way home, so she agreed. She started out to deliver the message, but when she turned around to see if the blind man needed anything else, she spotted him hurrying through the crowd without his glasses or white cane. Naturally, she was suspicious, so she went to the police. When the police paid a visit to the address on the envelope, they made a gruesome discovery. 3 butchers had been harvesting human flesh and selling it to the starving people. And what was in the envelope the man gave to that woman? A note, saying simply, "This is the last one I am sending you today."